welcome to lesson 19. How do you live the art of being a woman? Now, I'm going to explain to you what the art of being a woman is, but I'm going to just read it to you kind of like a poem, kind of like a reflection of what what does it mean to live your life like an art? So let's begin. So, when I first started the women's school, I had the Women's School 1.0, the new one masterclass, and I called it The Art of Being a Woman. And it was always so near and dear in my heart. And the reason being is because I studied kind of the purpose of art. And it really struck me that the greatest artist had to work on their craft. I mean, think about the symphony, a Sistine Chapel, or Mona Lisa, or a huge, beautiful building of architecture. The details and the mastery that is required to put something so beautiful is really profound. I mean, the work behind such beautiful art. And secondly, I think the purpose of art is to elevate culture. When you see something so beautiful, such as a painting or a symphony or even a sunset, what it does is that it makes your soul gasp. It bypasses logic. It enters into your senses and it changes you in an instant, because it moves your soul. The artistry has the capacity to move and influence people so beautifully that it touches every part of their senses. And that's what I think of art. That art's purpose is to actually inspire. I mean, you're looking at artistry and you're like, there's something profound and beautiful that takes your breath away, but also breathes life within you. It takes you to a different place. It allows you to wonder, and it really touches the soul, inspires you. Inspire comes from the root inspire, which is to breathe life. That is the purpose of art. So imagine the greatest art of all, the art of being a woman. Imagine your life as a masterpiece. The art of being a woman has the capacity to influence and inspire culture. This is the art that is capable of elevating culture. I mean, if you think about yourself and your life as a masterpiece, then you can see what work is necessary to profoundly work on your craft, so your life can be a living masterpiece that elevates culture with every single breath, with every single arena, with every encounter. Who you are as a woman is a masterpiece. Now, it is up to you to chisel that masterpiece and discover the unique masterpiece within you, but that requires your work. There's no way around the work that awakens or discovers or allows the masterpiece to unfold. I think of just the work that Beethoven had to do. He was born with that unique, beautiful talent, but boy, did he have to discover and train himself and master himself to create such masterpiece. This is us. The work that's necessary within us is what's going to create the masterpiece. How we live our life as an art is our greatest contribution. It is our greatest art. The art of being woman is the masterpiece in which we can contribute fully a life of excellence that inspires the world to be better. The question is how. The question is how. This is where we ponder what our work is on a daily basis that brings forth this masterpiece, so that it begins from within, and we chisel our soul through layers of discipline, through layers of formation. You form something like an artist, right? You form something so beautiful, and you're molding and you're crafting and you're looking and you're like, that's not good. And you get this block and you're like, yes, I want to put this masterpiece together. And you realize, I don't actually know how to mold clay. I don't even know how to soften clay. And you're going, why bother? Because your life matters, and your life is unrepeatable, and what you offer the world is irreplaceable. So if you don't discover the art that is within you, the masterpiece that is in you, then the world will be void of what you offer the world. We all are created as this, the tapestry of life. Your contribution is so profoundly beautiful. But without you, your unique contribution, something will be missing. And this is why we have to start seeing ourselves as a masterpiece. The art in which you live every part of your wholeness arena is your legacy. Is your legacy. Just we talked about in lesson 16. How are you living your life of wholeness and mastery of yourself so you can live a life of contribution, which becomes your legacy, a life of wholeness? So let's design this art. Let's design this new woman for such a time as this, who will profoundly live her life as an art. The art of being a woman as a masterpiece. This new woman is intentionally designing herself as a masterpiece. So I'm going to read through you who this woman is and just listen. And the temptation is, January, I'm so far from that. This is where humility comes in and you say, but I'm one step closer today than I was yesterday. I can choose her. I can choose her every single day. But I will never arrive. I will only evolve to the greater version of that art, the masterpiece that never ends, that it ends the moment we take our last breath, right? Or good and faithful servant. Who is this new woman that is so needed in our culture today? She's a warrior who battles and fights to defend the battle of a woman, and she does so by living her life as an art, as a masterpiece. Welcome to the art of being a woman. She's firm and tender, fierce and gentle, strong and vulnerable, kind but uncompromising. She values her time and honors her rhythm of life, but she's both firm and fluid at the same time. She knows when to speak up, and when she knows when to stay silent, she stays vigilant. She aspires for a life of excellence in every arena of her life, but she's patient with her struggle. She competes with no one but herself, giving room to celebrate all the women around her. She pays attention to the needs in every room she walks into, making it an opportunity for her to contribute good in every room. She keeps her home in order and preserves peace and joy. She's intentionally creating the physical and spiritual space of beauty that inspires the world to be better. She takes care of her mind, body, and spirit. She rests, she retreats, and she recognizes her need for reprieve. She's patient and persistent at the same time. She works in the quiet, but the fruit of her labor is undeniable. She makes people feel seen and heard. Her presence heals and refreshes every soul. Her enthusiasm brings comfort with every encounter. She risks what is impossible, facing failure with humility and courage. She aspires for greatness, not comfort. She seeks justice and lives with a sense of urgency to fight for what is good, and yet she does not lose sight in the gift of the present moment. She's kind and gentle, but strong. Her presence is like a pillar. She lives with an unwavering integrity. She commands respect in the way she respects those around her. There is strength and leadership in her voice. She's fierce in the battle, yet her presence is warm and inviting. She speaks with grace, but with a childlike purity. When she speaks, the world listens. She takes responsibility for her growth. She's a student of herself, other people, and the world around her. She understands the signs of our times and stays vigilant in the face of evil. She lives with a sense of order that brings sacredness and reverence to her home and her community. She lives with deep faith and hope because of the clarity of her vision. She's incapable of settling for a lesser version of who she is created to be. She knows who she is, and she stands for what is right and true. She is unwavering. She is a peaceful presence that is unshakable. She guards her heart and mind with discipline. She is a woman of integrity, consistent and uncompromising in her standards. She lives in truth, but she's not afraid to question her own understanding. She's open and unafraid to own up to her own mistakes. She is both timeless and relevant. She uses all things for the good. She lives her ordinary life in an extraordinary way. She's intentional in small and great things. She is free and fully alive. Her presence inspires all those that encounter her. She's admired by many. How do you live this art of being a woman? Discipline, discipline, discipline. But isn't it beautiful that we can consider our life as a masterpiece, that we can live with such profound depth and understanding of both our mystery and our mastery of self? That we are called and created to live a life of excellence, and that we were created as a masterpiece that is here to elevate culture if we are only willing to pay the price of discipline, knowing it's going to require our own death of the old woman, rising every day to give birth to that new woman who's willing to grow and learn and unlearn and relearn every single day. How else do we live otherwise? And the question is, how are you designing your life as a masterpiece right now? How are you designing your life as a masterpiece so you can defend the value of women for generations to come by elevating culture through a life of wholeness, leaving no stone unturned, knowing that your life not only matters, but it creates a ripple impact for generations to come. How you live and how you love is your masterpiece. Our greatest art as a woman is the woman we are ascending to become every single day of our life. Every single day of our life. There's poetry in our life that encompasses both the sad, the joy, the frustration, the good, the peace, the adventure, and yet all of which is a divine adventure that allows us to ascend to the masterpiece that we were created to be, so we can set the world on fire. Because we were created for such a time as this. If we become who we are fully created to be, this is how we set the world on fire and elevate culture for generations to come. You have a role to play in this. I have a small role to play to this. So go deeply and reflect. How are you defending the value of women by how you are living your art as a woman? And know that this lesson is inspiring and challenging at the same time. But remember, there's grace for the call. You and I were made for such a time as this, that we are called to armor up for this battle. It is a privileged time to be a woman. And I know that your life, if you take up your cross and take up your life of discipline, is going to change lives everywhere around you with every encounter. And there's grace in this work. If you like this Practical Life training in the Women's School, click subscribe so you can get access to more of our Practical Life training. Also, comment below and let us know what you think so we can hear from you. Don't forget to like this video and share it, because our vision here in the Women's School is to give you Practical Life training to help you become who you were created to be for such a time as this.